Hey everybody, welcome back. So this morning we are off back to that sunroom removal, converting over to a mudroom, and we'll see what we can get done this week. I've got just a little bit of framing to do to finish up. I have the plumbers showing up this morning, and I got a couple of days worth of work, and we'll go through the stuff they do. The heating and ventilation people will be coming out this week also, and then yeah, that's what was on the main agenda. I don't have a whole lot for me to do. That's just more of getting those guys getting their work done. There is a chance I can try to get things moved up. I got to call into the electrician to see if we can move them up. They weren't scheduled for another almost a week, and I don't know what their schedule is, so we're going to see if we can move those guys up. If that's the case, then we can possibly move the insulators up too. So jobs are moving along well, but let's get about on the job site, and we'll take a look and see what we've got and how far we can get done this week. All right, from the outside you can see where we've got over in here the plumbing stack. That's our new vent, because we had to be 10 feet away from the windows. And then just below this window right there, you can kind of see that's where our dryer vent, and that had to be 3 feet, so that's 3 feet from the window. And then the other one that's sticking up there is actually a radon. And I'll kind of go through, show you that on the inside. All right, so there's that radon pipe. It's coming out of the basement. I'll go down there, but that comes up and runs up continuously up to here, and then that's got a little fan on that runs continuously and vents out. So radon is a odorless gas that's naturally occurring, but I'll show you where it comes down the basement, and it basically sits down below the floor. All right, so now we're down in the basement, and that's that pipe that came out of the ceiling and into the garage, and it came through. So that comes over into here, and then what they've done is that goes into the floor, and generally I can't tell in this space, that is put into a drain tile. So what they do have here is, you can see this meter here where it's low on this side, high on that side. If the fan is turned off, it would be equal across there. So this is just testing pressure. So you can see it's open up on the top end up here. So the fan that's blowing is drawing air and creating a vacuum basically. And that will draw the radon out of the ground. It could potentially permeate up into the building and then exhaust it out to the outside. So I'm not an expert on radon, but I know generally how they work, so I thought I would show that. All right, just waiting for the inspector to show up and take a look at things. So we got that new door installed, raised that up about 6 inches. It used to be down below there, and it was almost tight to that floor. So now we're going to come in, and we've got air pump for the drain lines, and then another air pump for the gas lines for the dryer. And then, so on this wall, we'll have the water coming out. That's what the two black lines on. The copper is the gas line for the dryer, and then this little box is where the dryer will hook up. That comes up, has to be insulated once we get out of the conditioned space. And then that goes up and connects to that vent that we saw outside. So, and then the drain will go down through the basement, come across. This will be the laundry tub. And then it comes up here and has a Y. So one of them goes to, that's for the washer. And then the other one goes to the laundry tub. And then it'll come up, and they have to join. There has to be a distance between the overflow, so I'm guessing it's the overflow from this that they can't, there's only so many fittings that they can have before they can, they're considered wet. So that's like, they can do a 45 like they have right there, but that's about it until they get up so high. So that'll run up. That comes across the ceiling here. Kind of hard to see in this light with that. And that runs out into the garage there. And then that will go up out the roof. So we still are waiting for the electrician. We've opened up a couple of things and kind of figured out where some of the wiring went to. Had a bunch of, actually this was all extra wire that was up in there for whatever reason. So this is a switch that can actually controls that light. And then the garage light into this blue box there on the garage side. So that'll get changed to just the garage only. And then over here where we've got this box, the electricians will rework this box and put a single switch there, which will control the lights for the mudroom. We'll have 3 4-inch cans going in here. And then they'll bring in some power for the washer and dryer. They'll clean up this outlet and get it remounted properly. And then over on the other side, we'll probably end up with at least 1 outlet here. I've got to get final decisions. We're talking about putting some seating here and some cubbies of where we want to put the outlets over in this area. So we haven't fully decided that on yet. Still waiting on the windows. And yeah, it's getting there. So one of the things I've got going on here is we've got, you can see the ledger legs holding the 2x6 and the 2x8 up there to support that. On this side, when we come around to this side, one of the things that we need to do is, there's a couple different ways. There's we used to call hurricane ties. Is basically a strap that would connect the rafters or the trusses with the wall. And it was a bunch of little joist hanger nails and it was kind of a pain to do, and especially if you had to do them by hand. It was hard to get a gun in there and nail. But now what we've got is we've got these, and they are set up, and these are, so you can see here, these are 6 inches long, and then we'll screw them up from the bottom, and that will work in place of those hurricane ties to keep so that the roof can't get uplift. It's not so much of an issue in this area, but other areas, when you have stronger winds, it can be a problem where it'll keep the roof from lifting. So we'll go ahead and get some of those in, and then I think we're done with framing. Okay, so the electricians were able to get out here. So what we did is there was a 20 amp arc fault circuit that already ran out here. We were able to bring that back up into this circuit. We killed the outlet was here that used to go up to that conduit there. And then we brought up outlet up here so she can have an ironing station. That window is going to go away. And then we were able to put an outlet there and there, one for the washer and dryer. And then they did have a 220 outlet in here before for dryer. Even though they do have a gas dryer, it was easy enough just to bring it up and do it that way. So power comes up through here into that outlet, back over up, and then just daisy chains. So we've got the washer and dryer there. Comes through, we've got just a normal wall outlet coming in here, coming around to another outlet there, and then that comes up and goes over, and we rework the switch that was in here, so that's a single pole now. That will go up and control our new can lights. So we're all wrapped up here. Now we just have to wait for an inspection next week. He'll be coming by for the electrical. Framer, the inspection has already been done. He signed off on it. I wasn't worried about it. And then get our insulators in here. All right, everybody. So that's going to be a wrap for this one. Next week, we'll have the inspection. Hopefully the insulators, still haven't heard back from them. And when they're going to be in there. And then from there, we're going to do, the windows should be showing up. And then we can also get sheetrock on. So if all goes well, the next 2 weeks I should have this thing sided, sheetrock up, and then they can go ahead and get their tile work done, and then we'll come back and put trim on. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.